I'm going to answer this question for you guys. Do we have free will, or is everything predetermined? Is life just a game of chess where every single move has already been determined by the person who is playing against you? This can get deep very fast. So let me try to break it down in an easy way to understand. Let's dig in. If you are new here, welcome. Come for the psychology and stay for the philosophy. So let's talk about the collective unconscious. What is that? The collective unconscious is Jungian psychology. Carl Jung came up with this idea that there is a universal consciousness, meaning all human beings share certain memories, ideas, and even emotions as a race, not as individuals. It's all of the stuff that humans throughout history have thought and felt. All of that stuff gets stored somewhere in our brains. We don't store memories like a computer stores them, but we do somehow store memories that then we can access through dreams, random thoughts, insights, and inspiration. We also can tap into it directly through meditation or hypnosis. So if all of the stuff that all of the people have ever thought, said, done, felt, and experienced is stored in the deepest parts of our brains, then what does that mean for you and me individually? It means we have access to all of that knowledge. And if we had access to all of that knowledge, why would we need Google or school or even parents? Why can't we just tap into the minds of everybody who ever lived before us and gain their wisdom? Well, we actually can. It's not a thing that you can do consciously, but the ideas still come to you and you end up creating something new based on what has come to you. Some sort of variation of something that's existed in the past, whether it be art, music, ideas, business models, whatever it might be. Most great ideas are some sort of amalgamation or remix of things that have existed before. Nothing is 100% original. You may think you're having brand new ideas, but they're really just variations of things that have existed in the past that are being brought forward in a new way based off of your experiences. Now, how does this work? This is the part that starts to get complicated. We all have a subconscious mind. That's the part of our mind that runs in the background while we're doing other things. While we're driving to work, we're subconsciously operating the car. Our conscious mind may be thinking about what we're going to say at work, or we may be thinking about what we're going to make for dinner or something like that. But our subconscious mind is running the car. Our subconscious mind is taking care of our breathing, making sure our heart keeps beating, keeping everything going. If we didn't have a subconscious, we couldn't do anything. We'd literally just be sitting there like a vegetable, because our brain needs to keep running in order for us to survive. Our subconscious minds take in data from when we are awake. It sees, hears, feels, and processes everything we experience. Then while we're sleeping, it makes sense of it and stores it away in the back of our brain in what Jung called the collective unconscious. He believed that this collective unconscious contained all the memories of humanity. So when you dream, you aren't just dreaming about stuff that's on your mind. You could be dreaming about stuff that was on somebody else's mind 200 years ago. You could be experiencing the trauma of people who were tortured in a certain place 2,000 years ago. You could be reliving the joy of people celebrating a long-lost holiday that doesn't exist anymore. You have no control over what you dream about. Yet dreams often contain symbolism that has been consistent across cultures for thousands of years. Why is that? Because we are tapping into the collective unconscious. When we dream, we are connecting to the universal consciousness, the consciousness of everybody who ever lived before us. If you had to guess, what percentage of your day do you think you spend in REM sleep? The sleep where most dreaming occurs. How much of your day do you think you spend dreaming? Maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours total. Well, the average person spends about 2/3 of their life asleep. On average, we spend about 25% of our time in REM sleep. So we're spending about 25% of our entire lives dreaming, and while we're dreaming, we are tapping into this collective unconscious. We are receiving messages, symbols, and images that have existed in human history for thousands of years. Okay, now let's talk about déjà vu. Have you ever had déjà vu? Déjà vu literally means already seen in French. Have you ever experienced déjà vu? If so, when did it happen? Was it recently or was it a long time ago? Does the timing of it matter? Some people experience déjà vu multiple times a day. Other people haven't experienced it in years. If you ask any given person when they last had déjà vu, they won't be able to tell you. They will say something like, "Oh, I had it a few days ago," and you'll be like, "Oh, okay, when exactly was that?" And they won't be able to tell you. They'll only know that it was a few days ago. When did a few days ago happen? When exactly did that déjà vu episode occur? They can't say, why is that? Is it because we are tapping into the collective unconscious and we are getting these random downloads of information that we don't have control over? Think about a time when you had déjà vu. Chances are you had déjà vu in a situation that was similar to another situation you had experienced before. Maybe it was walking into a building and you had déjà vu. Well, maybe you walked into that building a year ago. Maybe you had an emotional reaction to it. You may not remember that, but your subconscious mind does. Now, years later, you walk in again, and you get this weird feeling. You get that download from the collective unconscious. You get that download from the past that says, hey, this is kind of like that time that happened a year ago. Your brain is trying to process it, and it is sending you this random signal that you co-and control. Déjà vu is proof that the collective unconscious exists. So back to the original question. Do we have free will, or is everything predetermined? Well, we definitely have free will. However, what we choose to do is based on information we are given. And some of that information comes from the collective unconscious. Yes, you have free will, but that free will is based on information. And some of that information comes from the collective unconsciousness. So yes, everything is predetermined in a way, but you can't see into the future to know what those predetermined events are. Even if you could see into the future, you wouldn't be able to see every single possibility that exists. There are infinite possibilities out there. There are paths that have never been taken, and therefore don't exist. If you were to look into the future, you would only see the possibilities that have already been set in motion. What does that mean? Does that mean you don't have free will? No, it means that your future is unknown to you, but it isn't necessarily written in stone. You may think that you don't have a choice, that your path has already been determined for you, but the reality is you always have a choice. You can always take a different path no matter how old you are, no matter what has happened in the past. At any point in time, you have the ability to change the direction, go down a new road, do something you've never done before, start a new hobby, learn a new skill. At any point in time, you have the ability to do something you've never done before. And if you do something you've never done before, you are creating a new path, a path that has never existed before. And that is beautiful. We always have the ability to choose something new. We can always choose something that's never been done before. We can always choose to create our own future. We can always choose to create our own destiny. Think about the implications of that. Think about how empowering that is. It is important that you understand this, because you may feel like you don't have control over your life right now, but you do. You always do. Some of us tend to carry around a lot of baggage from our past. We hold on to grudges. We ruminate about the past. We feel guilty about the past. Doing these things weighs us down, and it prevents us from moving forward. It's important that, if you choose to do something new, if you choose to break free from the patterns of the past, you can. If you want to do that, if you want to break free from those patterns and start writing a new story, you can. It may be hard. It may take a lot of work, but you can do it. And if you do it, you will be forging a new path for yourself, a path that has never existed before. You will be creating your own future. You will be creating your own destiny. Do we have free will? Yes. Is everything predetermined? Yes. Do we have the power to create our own future? Yes. Do we have the power to create our own destiny? Yes. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. Also, if you want to watch more videos like this, you can click the playlist right here. Thank you for watching.